There was no Kai Havertz, Jurgen Timber or Martin Odegaard in training today, so are they available for tomorrow?
Yeah, they are available. They're in the squad, both of them.
How much is a boost to have?
Great, because we need options, we need the capacity to play different games tomorrow, whether it's from the start or after, so it's really, really good news for us to have them both back.
And just to clarify, that's Havertz and Odegaard?
Yes.
Thank you. You said tomorrow's game is one of the biggest in the stadium's history. So what are you looking forward to?
I can't wait. I mean, I feel the energy in and amongst the team, our supporters. So these are the moments that we want to live together. We had a lot of work as a club, as a team, after 20 years to be in this position again. And we are so hungry to get the game that we want tomorrow and go through to that final.
On Saturday, Bukayo Saka looked back to his best, so just how important is it to have him at his top level and what it does to your Arsenal front line?
Great, that's what we need when we arrive in this stage of the competition. So the players not only to be available, but to be in top condition to perform and make the difference, and Bukayo certainly gives us that.
John from Emirates. Hello, Mikel. On Friday you talked about defining a piece of chapter, sort of history in the club's history really, and just I don't know, tomorrow night feels just as epic, you know, and just what an opportunity. How excited are you and the squad, and how ready are you to grasp that opportunity?
Huge excitement, really hungry. I mean, it's difficult to express the desire to live that moment, and especially with our people in front of them. They've been waiting for so long to have these kind of nights, and yeah, push hard tomorrow because it's something amazing going to happen.
What is your final message? What will your final message be to both the players and indeed the fans, I guess?
Go and grab it. I mean, when you are in front of such an opportunity, means that you are ready to deliver, and the team is going to go from the first minute to go and get that.
Good evening, Mikel. You're so close now to achieving something extraordinary, something historic. Often managers in this position tell their players, look, we're going to ban any talk of titles, ban any talk of Champions League winning that trophy. Can you give us an insight into what your approach is, whether you've had any of those conversations with the players?
No, I mean, the conversation is always, first of all, to get the best preparation for the game. And we know the game that we're going to be playing tomorrow, the games that we're going to play tomorrow within that game. And be prepared, be ready, be quality, be clarity, and deliver on the day. That's the most important thing.
Visualization is a very powerful thing. Have you allowed yourself maybe to think about the end goal? Have you pictured Martin Odegaard lifting those trophies?
I've done it many years ago. The thing that I had in mind for this club, you can never promise to win major trophies. You can promise to work every single day with the vision and implementing and being determined with ideas and the decisions that you take to bring this club to be one of the best in Europe. And here we are. Now we have to make the next step.
Just one final one for me. It concerns Miles Lewis-Skelly. How big a selection headache has he given you, and was it an expected selection headache he's given you?
No, because I know Miles, but the same with Miles, the same with Ricky, all the players. Mosque, when he's been involved, a lot of players. So that's the good thing. We always talked about in this moment we need players with a great emotional state, because I think that determines the rest, and we are feeling very good for tomorrow.
Yeah, I felt good. I think I was involved a lot and got a lot of touches on the ball. So, of course, I think that helps in performances that you're involved, and there was that kind of game. I think we played very good football. So, yeah, I think in general it was a good game.
It was a big milestone for you as well, reaching 20 goals for the season, which is something that all strikers aim for. So do you feel like you've now achieved what you were signed to do, reaching that 20 goals?
Yeah, I think of course you want to score goals, so I think to reach that is of course a good thing. But the most important things are coming this month. So yeah, we'll have to do our job and see where it gets us this month.
Tomasz?
Hi, Victor. There's been so much noise and chat about you throughout this whole season. Can you give us an insight in what the biggest challenge has been for you, both on and off the pitch so far?
The biggest challenge, I think, is to adapt and to come into a new routine in a new country, because you change everything in your life, and to adapt to that, I think, is what you have to do quick, and to be ready for all the challenges that are coming. But I think that's the biggest one.
Do you listen to any of the criticism? And your form recently, has it given you extra satisfaction?
I think when I score and we win games, it's of course a satisfaction and a great feeling. So if it gives extra, I don't know, but it's a good feeling.
Guys at the front, John, do you want to go?
Victor, I was just going to say, when you talk about the biggest things in front of us, it must mean the trophies, and just how much of an inspiration is for the team, and how much do you feel as if this team deserves those trophies at the end?
Yeah, I think we are in this position now for a reason. We've done very well throughout the season, but of course now with these games that are coming, it's when it all comes down to, and everything matters to do well in these games to get us over the line. So yeah, it's been incredible so far what we've done, but we have to do it now.
The manager spoke on Friday about the players wanting to define the history of this club. What does that mean to you as players, that you can become legends, that you can write your names into the history, that you can do something that's never been done before in this club?
Yeah, of course, it's a great feeling if we can achieve that, but I think to also experience the position we're in and to play these kind of games is, I think, what we know that we're going to do right now, and that is great.
Charlie?
Victor, in terms of playing with confidence, how much of a boost was it you getting a hat-trick for Sweden in the semi-final, and then scoring the goal to take your country through to the World Cup? How much of a lift did that give you, and do you think that's linked to your recent form with Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, to do that with your country and to contribute when you're playing for your country, and to get to the World Cup, especially how our qualification was, I think, it was incredible and amazing to achieve that and to be part of that. So of course it's great, and I think, of course it gives us or me a lot of confidence.
To Arsenal, who are hoping to reach their first Champions League final in 20 years when they take on Atletico Madrid in the second leg of their semi-final tonight. Let's go live to the Emirates right now and speak to our reporter Dharmesh Sheth. Dharmesh, great to see you, as always. Arsenal still fighting on two fronts, and a huge boost, obviously, for them with Manchester City failing to pick up all 3 points last night. Really, so a chance to take a step towards history later.
Good afternoon, Jamie. Yes, welcome to the Emirates Stadium. Just a few hours to go until a huge game here tonight. And Arsenal potentially are 5 games away from creating something extraordinary and historic. You mentioned Manchester City's draw at Everton last night. Well, it means that Arsenal win their last 3 Premier League games. They will claim the Premier League title for the first time in 22 years. Tonight, the chance to reach a second Champions League final 20 years after their first, and that defeat to Barcelona in Paris. The tie against Atletico Madrid is finally poised at 1-1, but the message from Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, to his Arsenal players is clear. Embrace it, enjoy it. Yeah, Mikel Arteta is saying go and grab it, and that's the same message he's going to give to the fans. And there could be a very, very special welcome just down there, because just after 6 o'clock, we're expecting the Arsenal team bus to arrive, and we're expecting hundreds of Arsenal fans to greet them. I think they want to create as frenetic a welcome as Atletico Madrid did 6 days ago.
Unbelievable atmosphere, one of the best that I have witnessed, and it was great to play there. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait again to live this moment with our supporters, our people, and generate something really, really special to get into that final.
Jamie, it feels absolutely huge, this game. And Arsenal, remember, they beat Atletico Madrid by 4-0 in the group stage of this season's Champions League back in October. Something tells me, given how Atletico played last week, is going to be a lot tighter this time around. Fingernails might well be at a premium. It's Arsenal against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-final second leg. The winners will be heading to Budapest at the end of May.
Wonderful stuff, Dharmesh. Thank you very much. But we start with Arsenal, who are looking to take a giant step closer to European silverware tonight when they host Atletico Madrid at the Emirates in the second leg of their Champions League semi-final. The tie is level at 1-1. It's 20 years since Arsenal last reached a Champions League final. Mikel Arteta's side go into the tie off the back of that 3-0 win over Fulham on Saturday. They're currently 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And there's another boost too, as Martin Ødegaard and Kai Havertz have returned to the squad.
I've done it many years ago. The thing that I had in mind for this club, you can never promise to win major trophies. You can promise to work every single day with the vision and implementing and being determined with ideas and the decisions that you take to bring this club to be one of the best in Europe. And here we are. Now we have to make the next step. I see every single day. I mean, they have given me the reason to believe, to trust these players, and to be convinced that we can do it in any context against any opponent. This is football, and tomorrow we're going to have to prove it that throughout the game.
I think when I score and we win games, it's of course a satisfaction and great feelings. We are in this position now for a reason. We've done very well throughout the season, but of course now with these games that are coming, it's when it all comes down to, and everything matters to do well in these games to get us over the line.
Standing in their way, though, Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid, who are eyeing their first Champions League final in a decade. Simeone says his players will need to manage their emotions and be calm at the Emirates tonight.
We need to manage everyone's emotions so that everyone heads into it in the best way and plays as well as possible. You can think about one idea or another, but the game changes as soon as it kicks off. Over time, you do become more patient. It's not about being passive, it's about being calm. Every time we start a Champions League campaign, you can see yourself lifting the trophy. And any child in their bedroom would do the same. We're 2 games away now. We have to get it right tactically, defensively, and going forward. So we need to build on the second half from the first leg at home, which was really good. But of course, we need more goals.
And of course, the Champions League isn't the only trophy Arsenal are chasing. They're hoping to win an historic Premier League and European Cup double.
I think it'll be one of the great achievements in British football, because you look at the way, there's 22 years that they've not won the league. So this is a team that would become champions, and that would be pretty new for a lot of people to see. But then also to then go and win the Champions League, I think it would be unbelievable. Because
for the first time in their history.
Yeah, exactly. First time in your history, but also it's the competition that you're playing. The competition right now, Bayern and PSG are probably the 2 best teams in the world right now. Throw in maybe Barcelona in there as well. Because if you play against them and beat them and you win the Champions League and you win the league, I think that would be something outstanding.
It's a chance.
There was a major blow to Manchester City's Premier League title hopes last night as they drew at Everton. It means they trail leaders Arsenal by 5 points. City do have a game in hand, but Arsenal now have their destiny back in their own hands.
The first half was exceptional, and and after that, the second they make a step up. We play a good process, but not maybe the intention that we had in the first half. But and after that, we give away British football the first goal, and after the corner was not corner, and they are so good. David Moyes always have been really good in set pieces, and after that, the game was open. They could in some transition have a chances, and we had the momentum that we make an incredible second goal in the third. The third goals were outstanding, and we take a point. So I know it was in our hands, in Arsenal's hands as well before that game. It depends of the goals conceded. Now it's not. So, but for responsibility, we have Brentford, saturate 3 and continue, and we'll see what happens.
Arsenal are now firm favourites to win the Premier League. According to Opta's supercomputer, they give Arsenal an 86.5% chance of winning the title, while City's chances have dropped to 13.5%. Thierry Henry and Jamie Carragher looked at Arsenal's and City's remaining fixtures on the Monday Night Football.
I thought that they were going to drop points against Everton. I'm going to go back to Arsenal, and I said it again, where I think we can also drop points. But if you think about it, as he said, they came back into the game. You can see he has to be positive because they still have plenty of points to play. But like I said, the only thing that changed, and he said it, is that now it is in Arsenal hands only.
Yep, and they've only got one away game left. Another positive from a City perspective.
Yes, maybe, but it's a tough game. You talk about that. Thierry felt that could be the toughest game. I mean, that's equally as tough going to Bournemouth away. We've highlighted Bournemouth on this show tonight, in great form. But actually, from an Arsenal point of view, tonight's all about the league. I get that, but I think that tomorrow. Can you imagine that stadium tomorrow? The excitement. Yes, they're in a different competition, but the excitement from Arsenal fans, the energy that'll be in that stadium. Get to a Champions League final. The league's in your own hands with how long to go? 2 or 3 weeks to go. But if Arsenal win that game away, next Sunday they've won the league. The league's won. I think that's what it's on. If they beat West Ham, it's on. They beat Burnley, absolutely no problem at home. I think it's on West Ham away. And then, as I said, if Manchester City would have to win maximum points then to take it to the last day. But I think if they win at West Ham away...
So the momentum has swung back and forth in recent weeks, hasn't it? But it is now firmly with Arsenal. Manchester City's 3-3 draw with Everton on the Monday Night Football means that Arsenal are very much in the driving seat. Is this the week that the Premier League title is decided? Rob Earnshaw, you, and if you were missing this in the last hour, have got this going all the way in your predictions to the final day, and you're saying that Arsenal win this on goal difference by 1.
Yeah, that's my prediction. Yeah, I feel like it's big advantage if Arsenal go and win against West Ham because it's tricky, West Ham, and it's interesting that the relegation and the title could be decided, or a big say this weekend with West Ham and Arsenal. But I just feel like they'll get a draw there and they'll be different. And then obviously Man City then crawl back with their 3-0. Crystal Palace, they go and win 3-0. Back Arsenal win 3-0 back again, and then it's about I think the Bournemouth game is they're unbeaten in 15.
And by the way, Rob, we should say in the City games, Brentford, Bournemouth, and Villa. I mean, Villa will get Champions League, but there's a world where they lose every game and they don't. So they have got very much things still to play for, haven't they? Brentford could get Champions League football. Bournemouth are in the Champions League hunt. And a reminder, if you don't know this, people watching, I'm sure most of you do, but if Aston Villa finish 5th in the Premier League table and win the Europa League, 6th spot will be a Champions League spot. And you can go all the way down to Sunderland in terms of who's still in the hunt for that.
Yeah, I just think it's the competition in terms of to compete for those spaces and those places for Europe. I just think it's been unbelievable this year. I think it's been such a high standard because you got teams now, and you look at Bournemouth, they were fighting relegation, a few months ago. Now they're fighting for Europe, so you just see the level of it. But I think it's just going to be so interesting. I think that's going to be a real interesting competition there in the last kind of couple of weeks. But I think Arsenal and Manchester City, right now, it's definitely advantage Arsenal. I think this weekend will be the biggest test for Arsenal at West Ham.
They would have been rubbing their hands together last night. Who knows where they watched it, how they watched it. Arsenal probably keeping that very quiet on social media. There'll be no videos, there'll be no stories on Instagram. But if you're an Arsenal player, and that's the best, the best you could have hoped for was City losing. But a draw does them all sorts of wonders, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, listen, the best case for Arsenal would have been Manchester City lose. And they were going to lose until Doku came up with an unbelievable goal. But a draw, I think, gives a huge advantage to Arsenal. And I think a draw pretty much gave Arsenal the position to go, if they win their games now, I mean, if they beat West Ham this weekend, I think they're pretty much there.
City have pulled out all sorts of miracles, all sorts of rabbits from various hats under Pep Guardiola. Is this going to be one too far, do you think, even for him?
I think it's just based on the season and the ups and downs and the funny results, and the Everton game just pretty much sums up the lack of consistency that we've always seen. We've seen Manchester City go 10, 12, 16 games unbeaten, and they consistently win. But they're slipping up because the competition is also high. And I think it might, right now, it just might be one step too far. I think that draw really gave a huge advantage to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Ciao Cristiano, saluto anche a Marco da background qui a Sopa, profondo nord della capitale, alle spalle alla nascita, e quindi vi spoglio per farvi vedere l'inizio di questi 15 minuti da parte del video, però è stato portato deve ancora arrivare. Vorrei subito soffermarmi su Bukayo Saka e Berecese, perché proprio Bukayo Saka, perché partita fantastica contro il Fulham 45 minuti, lui ha segnato, ha servito un assist, ha segnato all'Emirates da Inter sempre, non se ne è mai ottenuto con insomma ha bisogno del suo giocatore più rappresentativo dell'Arsenal. Perché dico questo? Perché peraltro Bukayo Saka è dell'Arsenal sin da partita della carriera che ragazzo che della Chiesa e per il di questa proprio cucino lo ha chiamato il Bresciese ha fatto uno sguardo essere rilasciato tutto perché questi release come chiamano qua arrivano a età molto giovani, quindi diciamo che devono processare ragazze di 20 anni, processare diciamo fallimenti, però devono processare questi ragazzi di non è mai bello. L'alternativa è salutissima, a Crystal Palace è emerso comunque di questi brillanti, no? Appena Ulisse ci ha fatto vedere delle cose favolose la settimana scorsa a Parigi contro il Paris Saint-Germain, naturalmente nessuno è stato realizzato come la solita, perché lui da bambino sognava di giocare per l'Arsenal e alla fine ce l'ha fatta, con un lineamento di ispirazione per tanti che magari hanno bisogno di un esempio che magari non ce la fa molto, ma ce la fa più avanti con impegno, con merito, per altro non partecipato più perché lui ha il sogno di sposare la ragazza di cui era innamorato quando era e lo ha fatto, siamo migliori amici e sono ragazzi di questa la maglia dell'Arsenal che la squadra che ha sempre amato e ce l'ha fatta, quindi insomma un bellissimo esempio per il Chiesa, sempre molto corretto, sempre molto professionale, sta giocando a livello altissimo. Qui il fischio di Arteta, personalmente, quindi adesso finisce questa prima parte leggera di palleggi, di riscaldamento, c'è la musica perché poi c'è una posizione, nonostante siamo alla vigilia di una partita fondamentale, secondo me c'è seconda vigilia per l'Arsenal, mai successo nella storia, no, guarda, è una musica, diciamo, un techno, io non sono assolutamente un esperto qui, quindi non posso darti il tipo in questo momento, però sicuramente è qualcosa che motivi i giocatori. È una musica che carica, esatto, qualcosa di rilassante magari questa sera, o magari questa sera vedranno Everton Manchester City, deve sì pensare all'Atletico Madrid, ma questa sera passa molto del destino dell'Arsenal in questa stagione. Arteta li ha chiamati in gruppo, attenzione perché quando Arteta li chiama in gruppo succede sempre qualcosa, l'altra volta all'ultimo minuto di aver raccontato della penna, no? Del pennarello che aveva tenuto in equilibrio tutti e qui invece ci semplicemente devono fare una carta suono, tra cui l'elemento da parte della carta suono, parlando dei giocatori, è lo stesso e chiudo che ha misurato l'erba del campo al metropolitano che ha creato grandi evidentemente avrà il taglio dell'erba che fa. A voi.
استعدادات وتدريبات الجادة لفريق الأرسنال استعدادا لمواجهة أتلتيكو مدريد من أجل الوصول للمباراة النهائية للمرة الأولى منذ ما يقرب من 20
morning, benches, family, and we're ahead of Arsenal. Physical midfield, the boys are out training at full energy. First game was 1-1, and Arsenal are here to try and take it all at Emirates. No sign of Odegaard, Timber, or Havertz ahead of the high, the energy level, the training level extremely high. Stick around as we go to the Emirates, which is the manager and the player. And I've already scored a couple of goals the weekend. Stay around and stay locked
استعدادات وتدريبات جادة من نادي الأرسنال لمواجهة أتلتيكو مدريد في مباراة النهائي وسط تفاؤل كبير بالفوز والوصول للمباراة النهائية للمرة الأولى منذ ما يقرب من 20 عام.
Ana? Ana?